It's so tempting. Can you look at me? It's so tempting to, because we know how amazing it feels to like be helping people first thing in the morning. It's so tempting to just keep doing that. And that's how I got myself bankrupt twice, actually. That's how I got myself bankrupt twice.
Mm.
Is it's so tempted, like, because okay, if I just go get someone to help, to I'm gonna feel so good, and it's true. But I think there's some real power in us just declaring no more. We don't do that anymore, unless it's All Addictions Anonymous, which is like it's completely different, and that's the way that works. But we don't let it consume us.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's it with that person yesterday. I knew it was focused, it was related to what we're doing right now, and where we want to go. Even
Hmm.
spending an hour and a half with that lady, I didn't feel it was a waste of time. I felt like it was productive, you know? Um, and just like having right now John and Andrew to work with, I can just focus on getting results with them, and that's okay. It was appropriate back then, but like it's all for a reason, I know, and that's why it's like I'm just allowing myself to deal with myself then rather than coming to you and Scotty, I need someone to work with desperately. Like I know this is can be a good thing, right? And it's forcing me, yes, to think about offers, put something together, even if it's messy. Yesterday, I just felt inspired. You know what? Because Scotty brought up the implementation thing, my offer, Johnny's working these emails. I'm just going to go and do something on this homepage based on your video. Even I know it's terrible, like the text is terribly worded, but it's just something that was better than what we had before, like that just a calendar, right?
Yeah.
So it was a step because now, like it is, 1111 is turned into a bit, a funnel.
Yeah.
1111 agreement, and we do want to capture leads. Even it doesn't matter, like the tax would be so terrible, but someone could opt in, like how they were opting in for your thing when it was the site was not great. And we want to capture those email addresses. That's the whole point. Build and rebuild or expand on our list of people. Right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I guess I think I don't know, just everything like has reflect. Like we just want to do our work, be secure, you know, make good money, and like it's all like it's almost like, do we even want to go and be like Russell Brunson or Stewart? I've been trying to be like that. We may
No.
follow their marketing because they know what they're talking about,
Yeah.
but we don't want to go and build a tribe like Stu. I mean, if that happens in the process, great.
Well, that's the thing. When I was building All Addictions Anonymous, I wasn't trying to build an empire. That's why it grew. That's why, like, do you know how many people have tried to set up even just meetings that died inside of fellowships that are already like AA, and they die? Mine didn't die because I wasn't trying to build an empire, but yet now it's an empire. I was literally just focused on finding that next person to help and teaching them how to help another.
Yeah. And Stu's a good marketer, but I'm just saying, like, not everybody go takes this course and goes and builds membership sites.
Yeah, to me that's not about Stu. Like that was just I'm just being positive about the message I heard, and the message I heard was, boom, right? Obsess about transforming people,
Yeah.
right? Like, and then I also got like that's how I felt with Trevor too, even though that wasn't addiction related. I was so grateful. I couldn't even believe that I was getting this opportunity to turn around his company now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was so grateful while I was there. They had a team of like 8 people in this that I was working with. So I bought eight iPods, and then I loaded up all this amazing training, and then I brought them the next day, gave it to them. Like I wasn't thinking about money.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Like it's just the two of us, right? And I know we've got something amazing. I was gonna say something I forgot. Yeah, just like for me, like I really want to bring more
Can you
people.
put the microphone closer to you and just look at your mixing board? Are you loud enough? How loud is the volume?
Okay, check.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's better.
yeah, I turned it up. Like for me, like I just want to bring more people to you, like addicts, for you to work with in the morning. And when I know you have a 7:15 a.m., even if I'm not on it, doesn't matter. Like,
You know that that's got the highest probability of moving towards money.
yeah, just the fact that I know you're talking to someone at 7:15 a.m., I get excited, even though I'm not on that call. I get excited, and I don't want to say like, and I guess it's just being patient. And the fact when you did tell me, you can expect these dramatics, like not to show up or whatever, I don't get disappointed or upset because you told me that in advance. Like that's expected. Probably half of them will do that, right? Because they're addicts.
Because our marketing's bad and it's not clear that this is going to work,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So how do we make it better, more clear?
I don't know that that's what the focus is just yet. It might be. I just want to just sit in what you just said because that's the energy. That's what Stu is saying. Get in the energy of this. That's what people are attracted to. So I want to get in the energy of what you just said. You said more than anything, like right now, you just want to get people having appointments with me. Is that true? So let me just let that to sink in, right? Let me just let that in. That's a pretty powerful energy.
Remember, was it 2 years ago when you put out this powerful video? It was like you're wearing this dress, like the kurta, yeah,
Yeah.
about it. When you put out, you were talking about so much passion. You were actually talking, I think you were talking about the 12 steps or like you were
Yeah,
talking.
yeah. No, I was.
And then you put out this powerful video. It was like 40 minutes or whatever. And then in like 24 hours or so, we had like 10 people book.
And at that time, we had an audience. So we had all those people that had knew of us as what we were doing. And then it was like, oh my God, here's the guy. This is before we had all this, bad reputation shit happening, right? Here's this guy that created this thing. I know the story. And a lot of people, so many people knew our story, even if they weren't here, right? Everybody knew our story,
Mm.
right? So it was like, that's also, and Facebook algorithms were different. Like there's a lot of components there, right? Because that passion, I can do that passion right now. I can put that video up there right now, and it won't work like it did.
There's also like, I don't want to talk about the problem, but I mean, I guess coming up with this, for the sake of coming up with a solution, I'm not saying it has to be today, but like, I know, like, just an example of yesterday, too, there's just a lot of skepticism, you know?
No, you can't make that judgment on one person. You got to look at it.
Just about that, like, just what you're seeing, how it used to be before, like, all those people would come for 11:11 or story, blah, 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 you know?
No, this is different. You're not practicing law of attraction right now. You always are. It's We're in all addictions anonymous now. There's nothing. It's fresh. It's new. It's like these people have nothing for or against us. unless we do something in there that makes it so. And we did, right? First thing I did was I put my great video, and it's an amazing video, but it caused less people to give the email, so I took it down. Now we're getting even more than ever. So, right? So it's just, I like this.
Like what?
Getting people to help at All Addictions Anonymous. But instead of like, I didn't judge and say, hey, that message of mine is no good, and then try to like talk about it like you're doing right now. I just like, what would happen if I put another message? Would I get more opt-ins? And I did. So we just got to come back to, okay, the energy of what you said. Well, why is it that you knowing that I have a 7:15 appointment makes you so happy?
Well, first of all, I know that you're helping someone, right? And you're like the best that there is to come with addiction. No question about that. I know, I mean, I'll just admit it's selfish, even though, like I say, there's no profit motive. I know, like, a person a day is going to bring us closer to filling up our pipeline and closer
Absolutely.
to bringing in money, whether it's from that person or another person or indirectly, doesn't matter. We can have, like I say, no profit motive means you don't have a motive.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you don't have, like, there's no intention, like we're just going, oh, let's do this for charity for free because we have the time and the space or whatever.
Yeah, the bottom line is we don't have a community, we don't have a list, we don't have a following because we haven't been loving all over these people at all. We've been using them, and it might start out with a good intention, but in the end, that intention becomes about us. So we have nothing, right? And so this is a chance to rebuild and recreate. I say that because, All Addictions Anonymous is the easiest, fastest pathway to be serving people. And, when will we most likely be able to get any of them to pay anything? 90 days, maybe. Maybe they might make some small donations because I'm going to put the pass the hat thing in there, and all that. But the reality is, yeah, but maybe it is 90 days, right? Right? But what's it going to be if we don't do that? Right? Because then we have to build that Facebook ad in a funnel and put money in on a funnel that might not even work. We don't know. So this is the path of least resistance. It's right in front of us. And I think maybe I just got to come back to that energy, because the truth is our energy was that last week, at least mine was, and you got codependently into my energy, right? In a good way. Now my energy went off, and then now yours went off, right? But it sounds like we're aligned with something, right? See, I don't want to be promoting 12-12 anymore, because that is associated with you and I, and it seems like that's us as a business as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about All Addictions Anonymous. It's so obviously 12-step, but it's so obviously something that is not our business.
Yeah.
But let's look at, Nafisha. I'm guessing she makes 100,000 easily. Like I'm guessing, but she did exactly what we're doing. She just passionately helped addicts through the big book the way I taught her to. And she didn't do it like with an agenda to be getting clients. But it was that passion, and everybody knows how much she loves addicts, right? That everybody in the fellowship would start referring people to her once they knew what she did. But she wasn't using it as a way to make people, like, that's why Hannah and Natalie, they had the wrong motive when they were doing it. And I pointed it out to them. Ikenna was even trying to, sell something to Tara after she was taking Tara through the big book. Right. And I told her, you don't do that here.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They could come to you.
Yeah.
But in the end, even everything I'm talking about, even that doesn't even everything I'm saying right now, I think is actually bullshit, because I'm just trying to explain something to you, but the reality is, if it feels good for you to have me doing an appointment with an addict, and or you doing an appointment, no, both of us doing an appointment talking to addicts from All Addictions Anonymous every day during our spare time, well, then we just do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, if you, and let me ask you this, Samina, if you didn't have, even in the background, that everything had to relate to money, like you had, like, that doing this logically has just as much of a probability to lead to money, if not more, because this is my zone. But suppose you didn't know that, right? What if it truly was the work we were doing, what your days looked like, it wasn't about money, although, you still have to do marketing. You know what I'm trying to say?
Like it goes back to, although it's a different energy now, of course, like we're more equals, I think, in that zone.
Yeah.
But it goes back to 2, 3 years ago when I said, more than anything, I want to be doing the works, like I'm not saying exactly working like with addicts like you do, but being part of the work you do, right? It didn't have anything to do with money for me. Like I truly, passionately
That's true.
had a desire. It just happens to be as a bonus that this is, real and the highest probability. Like we don't know what it's all gonna look like, right? But like what I've scheduled with John and what I'm doing with Andrew, like even just the implementation, I know it's all gonna come together. Like I love, like I think I keep getting results for people, you know? Like I want to have John make more money. I want, like, it would make me so happy if Andrew, through the result of working with me, if he made an extra $1,000, right? That's why, like, just before the sessions, I'm like thinking, okay, what can I do with Andrew today? What can I do with John today? And I'm coming to you and, debriefing, right? Like, that's important. It's not just about let me have a session, we feel good, they feel good. No. But then becoming more and more clear and committed about that and how the money comes in, when it comes in, but I just know it's going to happen. It's got to happen. I mean, we're not just going to stay like this. Hey, let's just, like, we know ourselves. But important is, like, we know from Abraham, it just does not work, like, just to do something because of money and not be passionate about it.
Yeah.
Like, I think we both are equally passionate, and you have got me so enrolled because it doesn't matter whether it's addiction, grief. I think those are just words. The work is the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
The work is the same, and that's it. Like having that conversation with that lady yesterday, an hour and a half. I didn't care. Okay, now we said 30 minutes, but I'm like, it doesn't matter. You know what? Because I am doing, like, in alignment with the video. I'm here to help in any way I can responsibly, right? And yeah, I can get better at the consulting piece, and as I'm more experienced with asking better questions and noticing that when to ask them, but there's no effort in that, you know, like how there was when I was doing, and I think I'm better at it now because I'm more focused, but there was just effort when I was like trying to help people with their marketing. So I felt I had to know it, because they were expecting something, even though they said they didn't. If they were a paid client, they were expecting something. And
Interesting.
I didn't have my marketing all together. right? But it's different what I'm doing with Andrew and with John, right? It's different. But it was effort when I was working with like Christy and you know all these other people, right? Even Anne Marie, because I felt there, like they could say there was no expectations, but there was an expectation. I felt it, you know. And I know I do better when I feel like I can just be me. I can fully just be me with John and with Andrew, even though they're not paying. I know they're free. It doesn't matter, but it's not free because there
What
is,
does just being me mean?
like, I can truly give them all I got without feeling that they're going to judge me or not take my coaching or, you know, like there's a certain level of respect there, a certain level of that desire that they want to work with me, a certain level of alignment, you know, um, and just following and knowing, like a certain level as like, yes, Samina knows, even they don't have to say it, she knows. And like, even though sometimes Andrew may be resistant to certain things, but that I know it's just about him, his mind, like how I was, but he'll still do it. Like there's a certain level of that desire, like I know what I'm talking about because I've been there, I've done it, and I'm passing it on to you what I know. And yes, I'm playing these trainings right now from these experts, but it's not about these trainings. And we have a discussion, and it is like I am doing it, even though we said mission marketing, I don't consult with people. It just, I'm not the expert, make that clear. It comes from them. But it just turns out organically that I am consulting with them.
Because what you're doing is you're sharing your experience,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And like, yeah, it's just I think and that's just contrast, and maybe that's goes to working with the ideal client, except the ideal client got, you know, having the only difference is if it have money, right? That can they can afford your services and see the value. But like there is like I don't know, like there's no question in it. It's just easy. It's effortless. Like how for you working with addicts, the like the more complex the situation, the better for you because you just love it. You love the challenge. It's easy. There's no effort for you. It just comes naturally, right? And just like with listening, validate whether it's coming to validation at first or you know, it's just it comes very natural to me, right? um you know, listening to people talk and not interrupting, like you said, that's why I love the implementation piece. Like I'm excited to be putting this into practice with John, you know, and we don't know how it's all going to look like, you know, but I'm going to learn as we go. We're just starting this new thing, but it's in my, I feel like it's in my realm. And I can, when I say be me, like, for example, when you're working with people, you know, when you're confined in this box and you feel like you're just sitting there and you're not feeling useful, it makes like, you know what, that it makes you feel frustrated, whatever. But it's not
Mhm.
even about that. It's like even if I have to just be sitting there and I'm not putting myself to use, like if that's what they need, then that's what I'll be. But when you feel like you have to pretend, you know, like you are just you when you work with people. That's why you're so effective and successful, right? And for me, I'm just coming out with being my own version of myself with the right people. You know, like you have a desire to work with more Trevors, more higher business tycoons, millionaires. I have a desire to work like with someone like John, only difference is with someone who will be paying in the future. but this is a start. And John is paying in many ways.
Yeah, no, I understand. Keep going.
I mean, right? Like an ideal like Andrew, but except someone who's maybe more, I don't say committed, but all in, knowing this is what he wants and will do anything to make it work and can afford to pay, right?
Let's have you fight in a minute, like not literally a minute, but when I say so, um, if you could, because I'm going to go to the washroom quickly when I'm ready, if you could just cue up the Dan Henry so we're hearing it on your end, but not just yet. I just want to come back to something like that you said earlier, that again, that's the thing right there. If I can remember, when you say, you know, I want to work with people like this, but that have money, right? I feel like it's not that. It's something you said about how there's no pressure. And it just turns out there's no pressure working with them because you don't have to perform. Let's just talk more about that. Talk more about that. I can hear you.
Well, I had this in my mind now that you said that I don't have to perform. There's just no pressure because I don't have to perform.
Go ahead. I'm just turning on the air conditioning for you.
A while ago, I had this idea and I didn't share it with you because it was just a thought in my mind, right?
Absolutely.
Like, it would be so amazing if the work I did would just be funded, like 8,000 a month or whatever, and I just get to work with people, whether they pay me or not.
Okay, so let's imagine that's happened. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Keep talking. So imagine it was funded.
Yeah.
What would the work be?
What I'm doing right now.
What are you doing right now?
Helping people get focused with their marketing and focus on the right things depending on what's important to them and implementing. Aside from the all addiction stuff. Yeah. And I think it is pressure when someone pays. I feel like there is that pressure to perform more. Like I gotta be, get them results. And that's where Scotty comes in. That's where I do need the Scotty still, right? I don't know if you heard that or not.
Oh yeah, totally. I just keep that. You have no idea the gold you're giving me.
In an ideal world, yeah, that's why maybe it is similar to a job thing. A job pays you, but this is my own business. But if it was funded by the government, like forever, the government said, you know what, we're going to give you $8,000 a month or $10,000 a month, whatever, and you just go and do the work, this kind of work you love to do, serve a whole bunch of people, love all over them and not have money be an issue. The money's taken care of. That would be a dream for me. And I think that's yeah, that would be a dream for me. Still owning that daycare center would be a dream for me. And that's what I mean by just doing the work I love to do.
So let's get into some specifics now, right? We start general till you start getting to that zone which you're in. Imagine that you are getting funded. You get $2,000 a month to do whatever you want, even after, all your expenses. What are the specifics on what you would want to be doing now that you can do, anything?
I think
and let's also act like, the government wants to know they're not funding your vacation. Like, let's pretend the government's paying you this money, or, or sponsoring the work, but because they want the work done. So what would the work be? Like, what would tomorrow look like? Let's just imagine, okay, I wake up and give me a perfect day in the world of you never have to worry about money because you're funded.
Like 3 people lined up, clients. And I love, like, I think what I got from yesterday, like doing the session with John related to marketing and then switching to AAA with this person, that was just amazing, right? And whenever someone mentions, yeah, that they're going through grief, I'm like, wow, not that I'm happy they're going through grief, but it just goes back to what I used to do. You know, I would be so confident in my realm. And then I got out of it and went a different
Come
direction.
back, come back. That's the sadness and the grief. You just said grief and then you went into grief. Notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask the question again. So, well, no, I don't have to ask it. You said something. 3 people lined up. So if you're getting $2,000 a month for life, all your expenses are paid, and then you get an extra $2,000 that you don't even need, right? To just do the work you want to do. Tell me more about the work you'd want to do.
Well, I love like what I'm doing. I'm starting to love what I'm doing now, like with John, creating your offer. Like I see pieces, I think, but I don't really. I'm just using the example of John because it's real. But I don't really like. I've seen pieces of what his offer could look like, but I don't give it to him intentionally because I want it to come from him. But I already like see, oh, it should be definitely be this. He's gonna make money with this, right? But I don't want to like. I want to be responsible, and I'm like, what if I give and it he goes that route and it doesn't work? Like it's,
The idea, anyway.
but um, but like helping
No,
people.
no. What was the idea that you had for him quickly?
Oh, I don't know. It's just I think
Okay, don't worry about it.
remember
Keep going, keep going.
here or there. Um, can I just share maybe even though this is no longer happening, but the idea that I had for Robin,
Yeah.
I'll just have, but I never said it to her because I was waiting for the right time where it was appropriate. Like when she was saying, like she was so
Keep
narrow
talking. I'm just making an adjustment to my screen. I'm still here. I can hear you right now.
thinking, like, how can I apply all this to my jewelry? It's jewelry, right? And in my head, I'm like, wow, there's so many angles she can take this to be different. Like she's embarrassed to be on video because of her skin condition. But if she just came out with that, do you know how many people would like really be touched with her story? Like this
No,
woman, right? Are you oh, okay, I
I
wasn't sure.
just said I know. I know. I agree. Keep going. Keep going. I'm just blowing my nose now. Sorry.
Yeah, like that would be, I already saw her origin story and I just want to give it to her, right? But I held back because it wasn't, until it was the appropriate time because you don't just come out with that and, because that was a sensitive topic for her. But how many people are out there who feel exactly the same way that, like Robin? And how there's that, well, yeah, I use that story and I use this to like create jewelry if it's true for her to
Okay, so let me ask you this. Is
yeah.
the reason you didn't speak up with Robin and John when you had those ideas really because you didn't have the confidence and the certainty to know that you were right and you didn't want to have your influence take them down the wrong path?
With Robin I knew I was pretty certain that would be it. I just
But
yeah.
you didn't say it because you didn't have the certainty and confidence that you could convince her.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Got it. And the reason, and so here's what I'm seeing. This is unbelievable. At least for right now, I got a watery eye. Right now, what I'm hearing, the thing,
Your video
the
is off. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So what I'm hearing for right now is that it's always about getting rid of the wobble, right? We know that. So now I get that the wobble that's in you right now is all about money again. It's about like not knowing your value, not like, but you love doing this work, and then you're saying here's where you have a false pretense or premise. You're saying, I want people just like Andrew and John, but that have money to pay for it, right? But that's actually not true, because even if you attracted those, you won't find someone like Andrew and John, because they're only here because they're not paying for it. So that's a thing. And even if they were paying for it, then you go into that pattern where you actually spend more time with them because you think you don't deserve the money you're getting, right? That all shows up,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what I'm hearing is you just want to do the work you want to do, period. Right? So it's okay that you didn't give them advice because you're not getting paid. You're not responsible for the results, so it don't matter. Get it? And then, but you're in a catch-22 because you don't want to take any risks by offering that advice, because what if you're wrong? Do you understand? Like, there's total wobble around money.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed? So I got the path to least resistance. It's obvious. Let me just come back. Having you said 3 people lined up per day. Like, and variety is great. Ideally you wish you were getting $2,000 a month, and you just get to do the work you want to do. And you never have to worry about money because it's sponsored by the government or it's sponsored by a company, whatever. Bottom line is, you don't actually want to think about money. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So there's only one way to do it right now, and it makes complete sense. And it's already what I'm about to do. I'm about to set up the All Addictions Anonymous. So it says pass the hat, and it's going to say that the expenses, it's going to say, here's what the expenses are. They cover essential workers like Sameena, right? Sameenah is an essential worker. Nobody's going to argue it, right? It goes towards the fact that she puts, 2 hours or whatever amount of time answering, being flexible on call for all of these calls. Nobody will argue that. No one will have an issue of that. They'd have an issue if I was getting paid. So I have no problem putting it past the hat for now, right? So that, that's a possible way that you could be getting the 2,000 without thinking about it, right? Meaning let's put that there, not right away. It's not urgent because no one's giving donate. But anyway, I'm on that. That's my thing. I'm on it already. I was trying to figure out how to put 2 PayPal accounts or 2 emails on a PayPal account. I couldn't figure it out, but I'm just saying I'm on that. And that was my intention. The money that comes in, I'll go to you. No problem, right? We can revisit things later. But for sure, I don't want to get any money from any of those donations. I've never wanted it before. I've never taken it, and I never will take it. Not for All Addictions Anonymous. So I got no problem if you're an essential worker, like stepping up, and we have to pay you. There are people on staff in AA, Alcoholics Anonymous worldwide, that are absolutely needed, right? So they pay them, whatever wage is fair. So that's one thing. But here where I'm going with this. But you also love the mission marketing thing, right? You love the mission marketing thing, but you also have an issue. As soon as the money starts to getting involved, at least right now, it just starts this whole wobble thing, which means that you can't be of maximum service to them. Because like you try too hard to make them like you, appreciate you, value you. Your whole value is connected into what they think of you. And then you throw money in the equation, and then you're expecting another failure, and then you're going to like cry to Scotty. That's the pattern about I'm not really providing value, So That's why 1111 worked, because I knew not to enter into that world with you, right? I knew not to enter into the business world with you. It was just going to trigger you. Look how bad you interviewed people. You couldn't be present when you realized there was the pressure of having to be a good interviewer. So, are you with me so far? Because now I'm going to give you the solution. Complexity solutions. Look at this. Remember I said in that powerful meeting that we couldn't find the recording that all we got to do is figure out what are the elements that are making this All Addictions Anonymous funnel work, all of them, and then put those same elements into your thing. So All Addictions Anonymous, okay, it's very clear, like the company even says, it even says what it is, right? But it says it's a non-traditional 12-step community. Log in, it's free, and you're going to get the help you need. Like all of that is causing 60%, more than 1 out of 2 people opt in now. And what I was saying is that, look, if you have an issue with, your value, then I think what you want to do is play the game that I'm playing with AAA. And it's actually a consistent message I've been saying to you for 2 years. We should just fill up the membership site with as many people as possible, make it all free. Right? So there's so many people in there. And yeah, you're going to be having some appointments with people. We could also let people make donations in there too. We could do the same model. Right? Make it so that, for right now, I used to call it the pay it back around model I created for you 3 years ago. That worked. It brought in $7,000 in 1 year of donations. What if for right now, this is kind of like a hybrid model. The hybrid model is, you can have our paid for services, or you could have our kind of like the 12 steps, receive our services for free and make a donation equivalent to the value you feel you're getting whenever you feel inspired to do so, with no pressure, just like how 12 steps does it. You just call it pass the hat. You just make it like, you're managing the mission marketing. So here's all I need to know from you, Samu. If you only had one membership site that is like the thing that you're really focused on right now, where you're giving value, would it be, giving people access to the Abraham Hicks stuff, or would it be the psychology of marketing stuff?
Be the psychology of marketing.
That's so good to hear. So that's all we got to meditate on right now. That's what I'm saying about how it's not about having your implementation session be the offer right now. It's just too risky. What's not risky is something like this. Mission marketing, a non-traditional
pathway.
Well, see, it says 12-step community, a non-traditional solopreneur community, a non-traditional, or it doesn't have to say non-traditional, mission marketing.
A community for solopreneurs.
Yeah. Log into our free membership site and get the help you need.
Yeah.
If we focus on that, right? Like that it's about getting people to be doing the psychology of marketing.
Yeah. It's like marketing 101 or something for beginners or
whatever, and still have that agreement, the agreement with the penalties, but maybe just tone it down a bit, like, or even if you need to, like, make it easy. It's anyway, let's not even make it about the agreement right now. As far as I'm concerned, there could be no agreement because you're just telling them, come on in and observe. And, you could come in as an observer at first and, watch other people share about what they're getting.
Yeah.
And then we make it, and I can be the voice there that says, like, explains your story, right? That, hey guys, just want, like, I could have just a place where it shows up, like I did 30 days from the day someone logs into AAA, they're going to see a tab that says pass the hat. We could do the same thing 30 days from, when the person first comes in, but I don't think you need to wait 30 days. I think it could just say, hey guys, if you watch this video of a session I had with Sameena on June 25th, 2020, it'll make clear why this tab exists. I'm bringing back a model called the pay it back around hybrid model that I originally created for Sameena a few years ago, and it worked. And if you watch the session, you'll see why it's perfect for Sameena right now. But whether you do or whether you don't, here's what I want to just say, guys. Sameena right now has like this wobble around money still, where she's noticed that she provides her best. She's at her best. She provides her best when people aren't paying. And of course, that doesn't work in a business model, but that's where she's at right now. And we also know that follow the path of least resistance. So right now, there's resistance around money for Sameena. And it doesn't make sense to do it for free, but it also doesn't make sense for her to be charging. She just gets weird. And most important, she doesn't enjoy it like the way she's enjoying working with people for free. And what she shared with me is that in an ideal world, she wished somebody sponsored her work. And so I've created this tab. So it's the closest next thing to that. Just like I created 1111 because you craved human connection, but you couldn't go into work and connect with your clients every day anymore. That's what this will be. In other words, like right now, Sameena, questions her value and thinks, who am I to advise anyone on their marketing when don't have all mine working and I'm struggling to make money myself consistently as a business. So for right now, guys, I just wanted to ask you if you're getting value out of what Sameena has provided for you, which is, let me remind you, access to this membership site, whatever, managing all the stuff that has to happen in the background to get the content in the management in the membership site. Any appointment that you've had with me because of Sameena, meaning if you didn't come in through All Addictions Anonymous, my not-for-profit I started years ago, right? Then that means the reason why you got a session with me, if it was free, then you got it free because of Sameena. And I can assure you, my clients pay me $500 for one single Zoom session, which can be anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours max. So keeping that into consideration, if you feel that you've gotten value that it really, really wouldn't hurt your lifestyle or at all to share some money with Sameena while she's figuring out what her value is. In fact, maybe consider that your contribution is to like show her what value she's given by actually giving some money. Like, even though I said that messy, Sameena, that's the spirit of it. So if we're doing that, doesn't it make sense now? The more people that we're getting to receive value inside that membership site, starting with the psychology of marketing, doesn't it make sense that the more people that are receiving value and are in the membership site, doing the program, the more people will be making donations, and the more people will become interested in your fee-based services. And I believe, based on what you said, at least right now, if you question your value and you seem to always have the best experiences with clients when they're not paying, but as soon as they're paying, they're not the best experiences, right? Well, path of least resistance is market me as being the one who's providing the advice and the guidance and the consulting, and that they're getting these sessions with me because of my 1111 agreement that you've earned, right? You give them access to sessions with me that they would not be able to get any other way, because I only do free sessions now with All Addictions Anonymous if you're an addict. I don't help entrepreneurs for free. I just did that under the brand 1212 that was created because of you, 1111 1212. But I'm not doing that anymore. So that means you hold the resource. So while we're like figuring out and having to rely on somebody to write that offer, which we have no idea when he will get that done. And he's not a guy you can count on with 100% certainty when it comes to time deadlines. You have no idea, right? Doesn't it make sense? Then let's not play that game. Let's play the game of how can we give so many solopreneurs, whether they are people that were in All Addictions Anonymous as well, that are also solopreneurs, and they can come in here as well, or not. Give as many people access to the psychology of marketing program as you possibly can, with a simple, if you feel you got value, make a donation. It all goes to Sameena to cover the expenses of Kartra and for her to sustain herself, with her goal of making $2,000 a month after all business expenses. And right now, here's where she's at. Freaking honest. It's true. It honors your humanity, not throwing you into a game that you've got wobble and can't win. It doesn't serve paying clients right now for you to be working with them based upon what you've disclosed. The money just fucks you up. So let's just do it this way, where there's no, this is what you said earlier in the session, and you've said it many, many times, pressure to perform. You don't like the pressure to perform, correct?
Yeah.
Didn't you also say you used to love going into the membership site when we used to have 30 to 50 people actively?
That was my community I loved managing and serving. Yeah.
So check this out. This should be the focus as we enjoy the day and go to Prickle Barrel and talk about ideas. Let me just do one more share screen. Put this image in your heart and soul. Got it? And start playing around with creating the equivalent type of message. Mission marketing. Right? That's it. Now, check this out. Now, with that new context that John is writing these email sequence, right? With the intention to bring people in. Right now, you can have the call to action on each one of your emails, because now we're clear. Right? The call to action is come into our community. Mission Marketing community.
Clear offer.
What?
It's a clear offer.
The clear offer. And you just make it honest, right? It's like, look, we're not experts in marketing. None of us are. Right? This is a community for those of us that aren't experts at marketing, who would prefer not to spend any more money in courses or trainers or coaching. And we'd like to be in a community with other people that feel the same way and want to learn from, the enormous amount of content that's already available on the internet for free. If you just do a simple search under YouTube or Vimeo or whatever, it's all out there. But in this membership site, it's been, the overwhelm has been eliminated for you, so that once a week you get to see a new clip, short clip, less than 15 minutes, from one of the marketers you probably already know of. And it's some free training that's available for free right now, but it's just one clip. And to make sure that you really get the most value out of that clip, here's what we do as a community to share with one another. We watch the clip and then we do this social accountability. We do this video to share what we got, And it also gets us more comfortable with video, which is very important, because video is the key to, you cannot in this world ignore video anymore. Right? So it gets you more comfortable with video. It gets you more comfortable with, it gets you, yeah. And so now when John does the sequence, he can do it with that context. So, hey, John, the first email, hi, this is Sameena, I don't know what it is, but it's like everything now is, we'll connect into this psychology of marketing thing you have inside a membership site that you make available to people for free, called Mission Marketing. And there's a number of levels in there, but here's the first level. The psychology of marketing stuff that I just talked about. I think it's amazing.
I was just smiling because I got present to, it's like, I'm the voice. Seems like I'm the voice in your site, All Addictions Anonymous, and you're the voice in my site, Mission Marketing. It's like it crosses.
Yes.
As it should be, like you said.
As it should be.
Like I say,
it works for me to promote you, and it works for you to promote me, more than it works for me to promote me and you to promote you.
It would be just weird if I would do the message that you said you're going to do with the donations, because especially if I have wobble around money, it would just be weird, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd seem desperate and needy and like, what have I signed up for? Except that it wouldn't. That's the beauty of doing it this way. That, like, if you were like that inside of All Addictions Anonymous, nobody's going to judge you for that. So it wouldn't be that weird. In fact, to be completely honest, look, let me just say this. If I had to just say, what is mission marketing? Here's mission marketing. Everything Scott did for me, with me, everything. All he was focused on was marketing me. And no matter how much I resisted it, I resisted it, he'd just find another way so that whatever I was doing, it was like marketing me. Like, as entrepreneurs, I'm really clear that marketing doesn't come natural to us. And marketing is something that many of us don't even want to do it. And, that's what this community is about. People like you that know, your problem is marketing. you're the best kept secret in the field you're in, or where you're unique or whatever. And you know that you really should just be focused on marketing. But even though you know it, you can't seem to do it. Hey, that's me. I was fortunate in that I had somebody that I had earned 2 hours of his time for free. I have a very unique agreement. So this guy was just constantly pushing me to always be marketing. We don't all have that, right? That's very rare. That's not duplicatable. Because Scott's not going to be working with anybody for free in that context. Oh, sorry. Yes, I will. If you work with me, because I'm the only person who has access to, Scott giving 2 hours is time to work on your business and your marketing and your messaging. Because Scott doesn't do that anymore. After COVID, he realized that the demand and need that the world was asking for is in All Addictions Anonymous. So I had to okay, sorry, Sameena, not sorry, but I'm going here now. I'm giving 2 hours of my time, yes, to you and anybody you put into my calendar that's in my 12-step calendar. But other than that, you don't get free appointments like that with me. I mean, and think about it, Sameena, if I did continue to do that, I'm disrespecting Trevor, one of my best clients, who's paying me $500 for a Zoom session every month at the last Friday of the month.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That doesn't have integrity. To take his money while I'm letting anybody come in and work, and get the same thing, but pay nothing. That's why I had to spiritually go back to All Addictions Anonymous. There's so many people opting in every day. They're not getting help. And that's what I'm working on. But if you can now start in your messaging, just make it clear, right? That it's all about your story that allows people to get this guy $500 an hour without paying $500 an hour. Just by virtue of being part of my mission marketing community. Maybe you make that a prerequisite. They have to be an active member.
Yeah.
See what I mean? I think what's happened is up until now, it's not clear. It hasn't been clear that your agreement, is you honoring this agreement for 1,161 days today. You just did it today. Is why you get this resource of, as to give as value to your clients.
Mm.
Let's just say as of right now that you can actually tell people Scott doesn't do free anymore unless, in fact, he doesn't do free anymore unless it's in All Addictions Anonymous. It might look like he's doing free when I do an appointment that comes through you, Sameena, but I'm not. I'm getting paid by you honoring the agreement, keeping the story alive, which is putting, attention on me because I'm the guy that created it all. See, you are paying me when you honor that agreement. So I'm not seeing this new person that's in your pipeline and not getting paid. I'm getting paid in marketing dollars.
Yeah.
If you could just own that, what I just said, frickin' own it, meaning that you really got to believe it, then you'll have this arrogance and confidence because nobody gets in to see me unless it's through you. Or if they're an addict, and even if they're an addict, there's a waiting list.
It would be such a dream. You had someone to work with every day at 7:15 a.m. and I'm in my zone with my marketing and people are just wanting to book calls with me to get into this membership site. You
So
have
back to the sequence then for John. So hey guys, I don't know about you. Like, I think it could be like this. Hey guys, I don't know about you. Whether it's the worry addiction email, let's just make the worry addiction email, call that like a bonus email that I'm asking John to do in consideration of the fact that he didn't deliver his promise on any emails today like he promised. So can you just do that rather than say sorry? Just have there be a positive consequences. John, just create this one email for Sameena that is the bridge email from All Addictions Anonymous over to Sameena. So it does talk about her worry addiction, right? And then boom, then there's the next 5 emails that are written. Now, here's what these ones are about, Sameena. It's like this. You know, as a solopreneur, as a business owner, I know what it's like to have economic insecurity in my life. And I know that to the extent that we own our marketing and our messaging and communicating what it is we do when we're self-employed effectively and doing a great job, of course, that people are talking about us. Yes, that's a given. But to the extent that I'm owning my marketing is the extent to which, you know, my economic insecurity is leaving me. Like when you're speaking to real people, Sameenas, they're not thinking about the vortex. You can't talk to them on email number 1. You know, just get in the vortex, be happy, and the money will come. No, to them, if you have an economic insecurity problem, that means you need money. And nobody would argue that, hey, if I'm self-employed and I did a better job with my marketing, I'd have more money. Nobody would also argue that, or very few would argue that, hey, because I have economic insecurity, I need to get this marketing problem sorted out as highest priority. But yet I'm so insecure about spending money that I won't spend money to make it happen. So I'm kind of like an addict screwed. So that's why I'm making available access to my membership site, Mission Marketing, that Scott created for me 3 years ago, by the way, that brand, right? To help other people just like me for free. So Mission Marketing is a community of solopreneurs that are tired of wasting money on training programs and networking events and want to actually have a structure that forces them in the structure to always stay present every week, that marketing matters. And so my membership site has a number of programs in them, but the first one is, you know, Marketing 101. We call it the Psychology of Marketing. And it's like a 1-year journey with very little commitment, and it's fun. And I'm making this available to you right now. If you'd like to check it out, have a peek, look at, you know, some videos of members sharing what they're getting, you know, through listening to these experts and trainers. Click here. Log into our free membership site and get the help you need. That'll bring you joy right now. And just like me, it doesn't have to be about money. I'm helping addicts because I want to be helping addicts. And I'm really good at it and I love it.
Yeah,
You want to help? Go ahead.
sorry. I think I just need to feel connected again to my mission.
Wouldn't you agree that's how though? Let's cause
Thank
one, let's make this the whole sole focus for you. Okay, let's come back to what mine is. And if you could say that you're still generated, I want to do the Dan Henry and have my implementation session for me right now. And you could, if you would still queue that up.
Yeah.
It's clear what I want to do. I want to be talking to an addict every day. I want to take an addict through, have them have an amazing experience through this big book, even just one session with them, right? It'd be profound for every one of them, right? And what I also want to do is, no, just that. And what do you want to do? You already told me you want to be doing what you were doing last week, right? With no thought of like money and like not having to worry about that right now. You just want to be serving people, helping people, ideally 3 a day. You said, if you know that Scotty's got a person every day at 7:15, well, I'm taking all the actions and I'm making that happen with or without your help. But I appreciate that it's so much easier and happening so much faster because you're willing to take these calls. So, you know, that's amazing. I'm already making it happen. I don't need any more from you other than if you could just still keep your agreement, if you're still enjoying it, to just handle those calls that are coming in unless they get out of hand. Like, just keep doing that. That's all you got to do for me.
Yeah.
And then what you should be focused on now for you is that. Do you see that? Just it's an anchor that's why I showed it to you. Just that. Creating, you know, that squeeze page that's so simple, that says what I just said, and then have Johnny write the emails that are just talking about your journey.
Yeah.
And that you're not an expert. That's what's great. Mission Marketing, a community of solopreneurs who are not experts in marketing, helping one another. Log into our free membership site and get the help you need. Bam! There, I believe that will be your 50% conversion rate, provided that the people are coming into this, to the missionmarketing.tv, and they go to that page because they have an expectation that that's what it's about. What do you love about this?
Well, again, it's all about focus into the right thing, coming back to the membership site. Like, a lot of money, and it's not about that, can be made right now through this membership site. Right? We already have it. It's already proven. We already have members in there. Why go and build something completely new and not just focus on what's already here? Just focus on like expanding it and have more members come in.
And just for now, while you're questioning your value.
Yeah.
Well, just for now, just make it, hey, here's the truth. I question my value. Guess what? So is every single member that's coming in. I question my value. And for right now, rather than like trying to create something while I'm doing that and trying to, you know, instead of like doing that, I'm going to get out of that energy and just provide the value. And then you guys can make financial contributions if you'd like to, and you feel that the value's there. And if you don't, you don't. But at least now I can do the work I love and really provide value to people on my terms and not have that pressure of having to perform.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then at some point it'll change. Some point you might say it's not donation based anymore, and those who got in while they got in on that model were lucky. Maybe this is a beta launch without even realizing it's a beta launch of the Mission Marketing membership site and brand.
Yeah.
So how about we just take a 5-minute break for you to warm up your coffee, and then I'll end this, start up the Zoom again. You come on whenever you're ready, and come on having queued up Dan Henry. So get the Dan Henry first, then come in.
Okay.
Start it again. Check out what I did, what I've been doing for you.
Okay.
Missionmarketing.tv. Ready?
Mhm. Wow. A community of self-employed people not willing to spend any more money on courses or training programs
In brackets.
until we've implemented what we already know to do first. Log into our free membership site and get the help you need. I love it.
Now, not only did I do that, I configured the form, changed the color. If you click that, it goes in the membership site. If you don't click that, and you click this, not a member, boom, it goes to this form that you're going to make look a little better. The form is actually working, signs them up, and it just assigned them to, I just put this temporary offer there. It could be an upgrade or whatever. But anyway, I just had to put a page there. Now I'm going to show you what also happens.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. So as soon as they opted in, right? So in other words, as soon as they went into this form, right? They just got added to this form. This form, shut. Hold on. This form, oh yeah, it goes like this, back. So this is what you're going to work on today if you're smart. I set it up so, okay, the form happens. They get a confirmation message. You just got to give them a confirmation message. I gave this temporary page for now. So you just want to just do one similar to All Addictions Anonymous, right? Just follow the whole design of AAA, right? So that when they log in here, right, they get to, right, hey, book a call, right? You're going to copy the same format, right? It'll say mission marketing and not mission marketing, whatever your message is, form to log in, right? Just copy the whole structure of it, and then you are going to also fix your welcome message, right? You're going to have a welcome message in there. It's going to come from Sameenas Mission Marketing TV, blah, blah, blah. And you'll set the message. And you'll have a similar message. Oh, wait. No. Remember, we ended up turning off the welcome message.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, no, but they need it. They do need the welcome message. Just copy how I did it with All Addictions Anonymous. Literally copy the structure and the process exactly. Just change the messaging, okay? Because I think there is a welcome message. There is, because you have to give them the login details there.
Yeah.
Right? So, okay, so now I'm going to change it for now because it won't let me save it unless I put it back to don't send any.
Yeah.
Now, this is important. I set up the automations too. I just created a new tag, a new category, a new list, a new sequence, new category, advanced automations. I set it all up while you were listening to Dan Henry. Check this out. It assigns them to this tag. It assigns them to the mission marketing opt-in list. It assigns them to this sequence, and it assigns them this one automation, which is, as soon as they opt in on the home page, they get given access into the mission marketing membership site, basic level access, which is powerful because the membership site has this step in it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the step? Here it is. It sends them into the sequence. right? The sequence called Sameenas email sequence. Boom. Well, it's already set up. Sameenas email sequence. Step 1, which is the SAM #1 video message they get from you 24 hours later. So it's all set up. It's unbelievable. Now, here's the final thing you want to be obsessed with for this weekend is, or for the next week, whatever. You're going to be obsessed on this forever like I am. Yeah, what am I talking about? You're doing the exact same thing as I'm doing. I set up the process for myself, prove that it works, then I give it to you to use the same process for your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. Then you're going to go here. You're going to go into sequences. And you're going to be doing what I'm doing. So far, you got one person into the sequence. That was me, the one I just did. Public description should not be that. Mission marketing. Name of sequence. Mission marketing. Home. So it's the first sequence they get, which is when they come into the home page. And then, yeah, it's all, thank goodness, it's all inactive now, but then you're going to go in here and you're going to, just play with these and change them. So it's come from Sameenas at Mission Marketing. Recipients would be anyone reaching this step. Oh, no. Yeah, anyone reaching this step. Right? Meaning as soon as they get added to the sequence, this is the first thing that happens 24 hours after getting added into the sequence, which just happened, right? Because I opted in, which had me get added into the Mission Marketing membership site, which had an automation. And that automation was, as soon as you're in there, you're automatically granted, you put into this sequence. So now I just say, when does the first step happen? Whenever I want it to, 24 hours later. And then you, of course, you change that message to be what you want it to be. And as soon as you get, you're ready to do it. It's going to say Sameenas Fernandez, PS. If you'd like to begin or accelerate your own self-employment, your own journey as a self-employed person, I would be more than happy to talk with you. Click, right? Click the page that I just told you to create, right? missionmarketing.tv/welcome.html to access both the private membership site and my free appointment calendar. Yeah, I'm going to end it. And then you no, you could do it here. I'm just going to turn you off because I'm going to go back into doing stuff. But is this freaking exciting?
Yeah, look what got transpired just by sharing authentically what's going on.
Yeah, and you could say I just had my monthly mission marketing session with Scott. And what's interesting is there was an implementation moment that happened for 15 minutes. And it was actually Scott. Anyway, it was, don't say whatever. It was actually, implementing. Well, actually, no, you can say Scott just actually did this for me during the session, which is like something that I may be like that I can be doing with my clients too. Anyway, boom, this all got implemented. But before you even get into that, the implementation, Samina, you know what this was about? This was profound. The session started with, you know, what looked like it could have been an integrity choices session. Like, who knows? Like, no, don't even say that. The session started like the way it always does. Scott, you know, listening, being present to where I'm at, what's going on, like right now, today, in this moment. And through his, you know, his process of the way he does things, you know, he was hearing something and seeing something that I didn't see, and then he mirrored it back to me, and first for me to, you know, acknowledge that I agreed, which was this, that I have this conflict about money still, about the value of what I do, the value of what my time is, and the value of what I can charge in this different marketplace. It's just so much wobble. But yet, and at the same time, what I had said to Scott was that I actually love working with people when there's no pressure for me to perform. And unfortunately, or fortunately right now, I only have this pressure to perform. And this is where I doubt myself and second guess myself, is when I've gotten paid, which is like a real problem, right? So Scott saw it as not a problem. Just like how we built 1111, you don't have to mention that, but instead of going into the problem, I went totally out of it and said, okay, because Samina, you told me that what I want is, I just wish somebody would sponsor my work, whether there's a government or a sponsor, and I could just be making $2,000 a month after all expenses, or just not even an amount of money, and just do what I want to do. And so then Scott asked the question, then what would you want to do? And then you told me, variety, 3 people a day. So what Scott did is actually found a creative way to get sponsorship and happening, and all this stuff happening, so I don't have to be even dealing with the money subject at all right now. Scott is creating the following with me during my, or what, I'm creating it. It's like, you know, Scott just generously told you that there's going to be a pass the hat place where people are going to donate money to Addictions Anonymous because you're handling an essential function for 2 hours, connecting everybody. All the donations are going to go to you. And not only that, Scott suggested, why don't we bring back the hybrid kind of model here? But no. We're going to do the same thing with Mission Marketing membership site. We're actually going to make it model the processes that has Scott's AAA thing working. And it's also going to be providing a community. The messaging of it is now going to be a free membership for people, self-employed people who have had it or are not willing to spend any money right now on any more training programs or community events or courses, and allow people to make donations if they want to, when they want to, for however they want to, knowing my story as to why this is temporarily donation based. And we're literally going to take the authentic video of our session. I'll edit it. So if people want to know the whole story as to why we're doing this model temporarily for right now, here's how it evolved. Here's how it happened. And then, yeah, as a bonus, I actually created your landing page, your squeeze thing funnel, hooked it up into the sequences, the automation of the whole process, and you just now got to insert your messaging and start the automating and the sequencing, exactly doing the same shit that Scotty's doing, but I'm doing for AAA. You're doing it for Mission Marketing. Okay, whenever you're ready.